Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Rants About Tech Live for, what is this, January 17th? We on a Friday today. TGIF, everybody. I hope you guys are having a great start to your day, and I hope you're going to have a good start to your weekend as well. Not much happened this week as far as eInk news goes. A lot of CES stuff happening for me and getting edited and getting through, so that's happening. That's what's keeping me busy so much lately. But we're pushing through. Sunny day here in Philadelphia. We're getting back to normal as far as weather goes in Philadelphia. It wasn't sunny a lot in the past week or so, but it's sunny today, so we're going to enjoy it. And the temperature's up. You know, we were up 12 degrees from yesterday, so this is awesome. A good time. Wow, we get chat busy already. Good morning, everybody. We got Mr. Mike here. Good morning, Mr. Mike. Glad to see you. Let's go ahead and get these member shout outs going. Of course, we got Mr. Mike in the building today. I appreciate you. We got BM. How's it going, BM? I hope I answered your question earlier this morning, BM. I know you had a question. I understood it, but you look, if my response wasn't on point, let me know. I could have misunderstood it. But good morning, nonetheless. Good morning, CJ. I appreciate you joining us today. Greg, aka Gregory, is in the building. eInk, good morning. I thank you for joining us today. My brother Larry Goodman is here as well. I appreciate you. Just a couple of things straight off the top here. Like I said, I'm trying to go through some tech news straight off the top, and then get to the eInk in the later half of the show. So that's how I'm trying to do it for this new year. You guys let me know how you feel about that. That's why I'm throwing some non-eInk stories in off the top. Give the chat a chance to build a little bit. Oh, you're welcome, Mr. Mike. I did that Penstar interview just for you. That was a labor of love. I was like, you know what, I gotta do something for Mr. Mike, and this is it. This is gonna be it. Glad you enjoyed it. Good morning, Rock. How's it going? Let's get the air horns going for Rock. All right, so I did update the show notes. I'm gonna try to update those an hour in advance before the show. I'm gonna try to get those up there so you guys will know what that day's show is going to be about, what I'm going to talk about, so you can decide whether you even want to be here or not. Like, what is he talking about? Nothing. I'll see you tomorrow. You know what I mean? So, I'm giving people the opportunity to bail on the show if you want to. So I'm trying to get those notes in there, and I'm trying to stay consistent to those notes. Yesterday we had to bail out of here soon because graphics tech. I'm sorry I didn't make that apparent. I should have put the link in the chat here to graphics tech live, because I did want to join that live, and I went long because I time gets away from me when I rant. I should have named yesterday's show "All Fig No Newton." I thought about it. We'll talk about that title. Let's see what we got in the chat here before we start today's show off here. I'm going to try to keep timestamps too, so I can do that right after the show. Make things helpful for people. We got CJ with Note Max is arriving today. I'm so excited. Dude, I'm so happy for you. You got to let me know what you think about it. Actually, let me turn this thing off here, because this is making me talk a lot louder than what I normally would talk. Oh boy, that's not even on. There we go. Okay, now I can hear myself talk, and I'm not so loud. Amanda, good morning. How's it going? Let's get the air horns going for Amanda. Appreciate you joining us. So what do we got here? CJ says you got to tell us what you think. What is your use case? Yeah, definitely. We want to know all about the use cases, because that's the big thing. Shing said that once, and I'm really taking that to heart. I really appreciate that perspective. All right, so first off, we're gonna get to, whoa, what do we have here? All right, there we go. First off, let's get to the promotions. I'd like to thank everybody for joining the show. I'd like to thank all the members who subscribe to the channel and are actual members of the channel. Thank you. I want to get that out of the way. People that are supporting the channel by buying t-shirts, I really appreciate you. So we got some orders in for shirts for people. I'm going to get those out today. I really appreciate you guys. The people who are ordering nibs from other countries, I'm willing to work with you. So keep that in mind. I'm willing to work with you. Just let me know. It won't let you do it, I don't think, from the site. But if you email me, we can talk about how we can arrange for that to get done if that's something you want to do. There's an extra cost involved, obviously, because overseas shipping and all of that and customs and stuff. But if that's something you want to do, despite that, we can talk about that and just email me. We'll talk about it. I've had people email me already, which is why I'm kind of like putting it out there for people who are concerned about that. Okay. Ways to support the channel, memberships. Thank you to all the members. Like I said, members are a super big part of what I do and how I do it here. A lot of my information comes from the members, and a lot of what I talk about comes from the members as well. A lot of what I do comes from the members. So thank you to the members. Ways to like be engaged. We got the Discord. We have the chat here. We have the members only polls that we have. I haven't put one of those up in a while, but I have 2 or 3 in the mix right now that I'm trying to figure out how to actually present them. So we're going to get those up because I want some feedback on just little stuff. This is a font thing, but we'll get that out there. You guys will see what I mean. So just thanks for the participation. And that's another way to support the channel. Just participating in the chat, participating in the comments, participating in the Discord. So those are awesome ways to support the channel. So thank you guys. I appreciate all that you do. The website. Let's get that up here. Do we have it? Oh boy, we probably don't. We don't. Let's go get that up here. All right, so the website is up, and we are selling t-shirts to support the channel. We have nibs there. We have pins there as well, so check those out if that's something that you're interested in. So these are all ways to support the channel, so thank you guys, and I really appreciate that. All right, so let's get to the first story we have up here. Actually, let's get to the chat before we go to the first story. Congrats on... The Rock says, congrats on the Mac, CJ. It sounds like any of the first criticisms might be a bit exaggerated. Should be really nice. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well. Like I said, Jay says he loves it. If Jay's willing to sell all of his devices for it, I know it's a great device. Is it for me? I don't know. I'm hoping to find it out. But like I said, I got tons of reviews to do before I grab that device. So it'll be a minute for me to grab that. eInk, at eInk, a lot of A4 size PDF for which I have to zoom on my 10.3 notes for organizing my day and ideas, screen share plus OneNote for online teaching mostly. Yeah, and that's what I'm getting in this. I'm getting that it's, and I think, I don't know who said this. I can't remember whose review or video I watched because I've watched tons of them. Said this, but someone in a video said that it's not going to be so much of a note taker as it is a PDF viewer for people. It might have been Voya. That might have been Voya. So yeah, I think you're gonna enjoy it, especially for that use case, CJ, for sure. That's why I'm not really pressed to get it. I mean, I got a lot to do, so I'm not really that pressed to get it like that. But two, I'm not pressed to get it because my thing is really note taking and processing stuff. So, not really PDF viewing. So, that's not that high on my list of things that I want. Plus, I have the Remarkable Paper Pro. It's pretty good for that. So, like I said, something I want to get into to check it out, to do my videos on, but it's not a must-have for me right now. But I do know that it's a good device. At least that's the vibes I'm getting from everyone who I trust who's talking about it. All right. So that is out of the way here. So let's go ahead and get into the topics for today. Well, I gotta figure this time thing out. I really do. I really need to figure this time thing out. Where are we at? 10? All right. So Genki Products. Now, this is something I'm gonna talk about because I talked about the Switch 2 leak at CES while I was there. I heard all about it. I didn't get to see video and pictures of it until I got back. But that's something that was definitely on my radar. So I wanted to share that with you guys. And when I did share that, it came from a company now called Genki, is who made the mock-ups of the Switch 2. So I was interested in finding out, because I heard of the company before, but I actually mistaken them for a different company with a similar name who makes controllers, like third-party controllers, like really cheap ones. But this isn't that company. So let's take a look at this real quick. So this company right here, when I went to their site, I saw that they make products, a lot of products. And this is their newest product right here, which is what caught my eye. It's like, oh, this looks very interesting. I don't know why it looks very interesting, but it looks super interesting. So the company who produced those Switch 2 leaks also make accessories, gaming accessories. I think they aren't specific to the Switch, but a lot of them are Switch specific, and they look cool. So this one right here looks really cool to me. I want to take a look at it with you guys to get your idea on what you guys
Hello
thought
there.
of the,
Hi,
at the
I'm
very least, the
Eddie,
design.
co-founder of Genki.
Let's take a look here.
Since 2018, we've been designing and crowdfunding consumer electronics that enhance everyday gaming sessions. As an avid user of the latest tech myself, we noticed that legacy charging solutions are really out of step with today's dynamic lifestyles. So we went back to basics, rethinking from first principles. If we were to design a power solution for modern needs, what would that look like? Meet Moonbase. It's a reimagined
Now let's take a look at that. I just think that looks cool. Let me get my sound right here. I really think that looks cool. I like
desktop
little quirky
supercharged.
stuff like this. And it reminds me of the clock that we saw too, the Alarmo clock from Nintendo. Right? Just oddly formatted and shaped. This just looks interesting. It's just it puts fun into what essentially is a surge protector, a glorified surge protector, like in my mind. But it looks cool. So let's
Charger that integrates
oops, let me go get my sound here. But it looks super cool.
power and simplicity to keep up with your tech lifestyle. Our journey with Moonbase starts inside.
And I think that anybody that puts this amount of detail in something, I like it. I don't know why. Why that is like something high on my list. Like, I don't know. When people put this amount of detail into something and care, I don't know. That really piques my interest.
With its 240 watt GAN charger. We're amongst the earliest pioneers of gallium nitride, or GAN for short. We've integrated into everything from our ever popular Cobra dock, which was raised over $2 million on Indiegogo 5 years ago. And when compared to traditional silicon-based chargers, GAN is.
I hear that Covert dock was their introductory product, like the product that they came out with that put them on the map. I want to look at that too, but this seems way more interesting than anything else they have.
Much more efficient, there's no question. This allows us to design a more compact, cooler, and even more powerful charger, eliminating what would normally require 4 bulky charging bricks across 2 power strips. From the side is where you'll find Moonbase's 240 watt GAN power split across 4 USB-C ports. The ultra-fast 140 watt port can charge a new M4 MacBook Pro halfway in under 30 minutes. The 100 watt port allows handheld consoles like the ROG Ally to perform at turbo mode, performing faster than their original chargers. And lastly, we have 2 30 watt ports here that can be used to fast charge everything.
Of course he's going to be wearing a Vision Pro. Like, dude, stop it. You look ridiculous. Nothing about that is cool. Nothing. I want to say more.
Everything else. The top of Moonbase features 3 thoughtfully spaced out AC nodes. We didn't want these to feel like those cramped ones you find in outlets on power strips, so we designed each node.
That is super helpful. If anybody's been, clearly I got cameras, microphones, 3D printers everywhere. I got computers back there. I got gaming systems and stuff. Stuff needs to be plugged in everywhere in here. Everywhere. Like, spacing in between, I don't know, do I have anything over here? I don't. But if you know what I'm talking about, the spacing, whoa, really, dude? Really, this is what we're doing? Let's fix this right here. Oh, that didn't fix it, did it? No, it didn't. Oh man. Okay, let's take care of this. My bad, you guys. I failed to switch that. Oh, there we go. Okay, so the thing is, like, when you have, can we do this? Yeah, we can. We can. I shouldn't do that. No, I'm not going to do that. I don't want to mess up where I am. All right, there we go. Okay, so to me, it's like when you have things that are plugs that are too close together, sometimes you can't get a brick into a certain spot because it's too close to another spot. But if they're spaced out, like no matter how big the brick is, you can fit it there, you can fit another one. Like all 3 spots can be filled almost irregardless of what size brick you're plugging into that slot because they're They have a nice distance to them. Are my hands ashy today? They probably are. It's crazy. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I like that. I like that. I don't know why I like that. Like, thinking about the design is very cool. Like, they thought about that. This is what I'm talking about. Detail like that, I love. Little things.
Which was raised over $2 million on Indiegogo, find a more compact, cooler, and even more powerful. It's a 240 watt GaN power split halfway in under 30 minutes, performing faster than their original chargers. And lastly, we have two 30 watt ports here that can mount ones you find in outlets on power strips. So we designed each node to have generous space to fit various plugs.
That is clutch.
If you need even more USB-C ports, you can even expand Moonbase with up to 3 turbochargers, giving you a whopping 540 watts across 10 USB-C ports. Moonbase comes.
All right, that's scary. That gets pretty scary. If you chain that many together, it could get. That's questionable.
In 2 exciting colorways.
I would
the
do it.
Moonlight Edition has a clean white
it.
design with energetic orange accents. And then we have the Dark Side of the Moon Edition with a stark black design with electric blue accents.
What do we think, chat? The orange one? I'm definitely getting one of these. Do we do the orange? Orange it is. It's funny because they have the green color. No, it's not green. It's actually blue. Never mind.
We've also considered creating various nodes that can accommodate our friends around the world, and we're excited to unlock additional regional compatibility through stretch goals. So
there you go. Compatibility, ingenuity, accessibility. It looks good aesthetically. There we go.
Please help spread the word to your friends and local communities. We've also added a capacitive button to customize light effects, allowing you to match your environment.
I'm with you, Greg, aka Gregory. Definitely orange. We'll do the orange. We'll definitely do the orange. I have the orange sitting on the desk over here. It's weird because I would definitely have this sitting on the desk. I would definitely have this on the desk, but I mean, normally I would put something like this on the floor, but this would be too nice to have on the floor. It would almost defeat the purpose of having something so nice to put it on the floor. So I have to find a way to maybe Velcro it to the top of the desk so it doesn't. I'll Velcro some stuff. I'll Velcro some stuff. So we'll figure something out. But yeah, we're doing this. I love this.
Or mood, or just.
I like this so much that we're going to have to look at their other products. That's how much I like this.
Simply turn it off. Did you know that many USB-C cables actually don't provide more than 60 watts of power? We've crafted a series of premium Moonlink cables, including one that has a smart display and supports 2.
Why did he put a screen on the USB cable? He must know that I want that. He was like, if we put a screen on the part of the cable that looks the coolest, which is the port part, the prong end, if we just put an LCD screen there, the only thing that can make that better if that was an eInk screen. That's the only thing that can make that better. I mean, I don't even know why that's there. Does it read the wattage? Let's find out.
240 watts and 40 gigabits of bandwidth. It's seriously out of this world.
It does read the wattage. That's crazy. I love that. So that one can accommodate all of the wattages. And it tells you which one it's doing. I mean, you would know that from the port you're putting it in probably, but who cares? Who cares? I want it.
Gave out a few prototypes of Moonbase to see how people would use them.
We got to review that. We got to review this on the channel.
And this is what they had to say.
So I've been using Moonbase for my remote workspace here, and it's been super convenient.
Oh, that looks cool too. The white one looks cool. We absolutely have to get the black one, though. I mean, the orange one.
I have my personal Mac, I have my work computer, I have my gaming devices, I have my sports accessories all plugged in so that they can get charged. It's really my go-to now in terms of charging stations.
We'd have cable stick.
You got a little eInk. You got a little e-reader on the table. I love that. That was cute.
Out everywhere in our living room. Moonbase made it easy to organize and clean up all the messy cables and charge all of our controllers.
I don't think that looks less messy, though. I'm not going to hold you. I do not think that looks less messy at all. It probably looks as messy. It just looks cooler. It's a cool mess instead of a hot mess. You know what I'm saying? It's a cool one.
Having the Moonbase in our meeting rooms is great. No one has to worry about unplugging and hauling their chargers to meetings anymore. Even our clients have noticed and love the convenience, and it looks
Oh, that is big though. I don't care. It still looks
pretty
cool.
cool too.
So as you see, Moonbase really fits into all sorts of lifestyles and spaces. We're offering various discounts during our campaign, which also get you access to our previous projects at a discount. Thanks again for supporting indie hardware.
Okay. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. I do. I want to see what else they got though. Because if you're doing that kind of thoughtful design, what else are you doing? All products. Let's see what we got here. Genki Audio. What does this thing do? Don't buy anything geeky. Well, that's that's amazing. I'm trying to figure out what this product does. Audio? What are we doing? Oh, maybe it's wireless audio. Okay, never mind. Wireless audio. Gotcha. Turbocharger. Covert dock mini. 20-watt mini charger with 4K HDMI docking for the Switch. Covert dock 2. Kickstand. So this is all, it seems like Switch stuff. That looks cool. 4K 60 professional capture and streaming with pass-through. Okay, I can dig that. That's probably the only thing they have here that I would like. What is this? Century? Introducing the Century, a revolutionary new accessory for your Steam Deck that combines the joy of gaming with the bliss of your favorite aromas. Crafted for gamers who cherish the new console smell and wish to enhance their gaming session with sensory delight. What do we think? Do you want smells with your gaming? Is that something we want? I know no one asked for that. Pocket Pro. I'll take a look at that. Danielle Lee, how's it going? Let's get the air ones going. For Daniel. Danielle. Thanks for joining us. We're basically talking about the Genki company right now. The company who broke the Switch 2 leak. They leaked the Switch 2 mock-ups. And I thought if they did that, what else do they got? And it turns out they have another device that I wanted. And looking at their site, there's at least one other device I want after looking at their site, which is that the 4K 60 capture card. That looks interesting. No smells with my deck, please. Yeah, I know you have the Steam Deck. I thought you might have an opinion on that. Who wants that? That's something. Like I said, no one asked for that. But anyway, where are we at? Where are we at right now? We had 25. 2517. Okay. Next thing we're gonna get to RedNote. So who knows about RedNote? Who knows about RedNote? Now I don't know what RedNote is. I'm looking to find out from everybody else. Clearly, there's something. There's a social site that popped up after the ByteDance TikTok thing started happening, and people started migrating to other social media platforms. One of those social media platforms is called RedNote. I don't know what it is though, so I thought I'd bring it up in the live chat today. Does anyone know? Does anyone care? it seems like, I mean, I don't know what it is. I'm not interested in it at all either. I just thought it was interesting that people have been. I mean, I've been hearing about it for 2 days now. Everywhere I've been hearing about RedNote. Like I said, I don't know what it is. I wanted to throw it out there to the chat to see if anyone in the chat knows what it is or uses that particular app who can fill us in. Is it worth using? Do we care? Should we care about RedNote? I looked up a couple articles on it, and nothing I saw on it gave me any insight to what the app is good for. Everyone's just talking about the controversy, which I don't care to even have a conversation about. But I am concerned about the functionality of the app if it's good. I don't want to add to the debate, so I'm not going to download it until I hear something positive about it. But yeah, if anybody has anything to say about this, anybody used it, let me know. I want to know. I literally don't want any parts of it unless someone says, hey, this is okay. It's all right. It's decent. Next thing we got here is Apple. Oh, no. Yeah. Apple pauses AI-generated alerts. So essentially what we have is, we talked about maybe a month ago now on the show. We talked about how Apple was having a lot of AI missteps with their news generation, where their AI was generating news that was not true. And a couple of organizations were going after Apple or thinking about suing Apple or at least file paperwork on Apple because of the misrepresentation of their news articles that was being created by AI. So because of all that controversy, it looks like Apple is pulling AI-generated news alerts after the headline mix-ups were happening. I'm not going to go over all the stuff that it was mixing up on because it's a lot of controversial stuff that I don't feel like getting into. I want to stay away from controversy. The only controversy I want to deal with is, do ceramic nibs work on the Go 10.3 screen or not? That's as far as my controversy goes. I don't want any more than that. But I did feel like that was important to put out there for anybody who does have who is in the Apple ecosystem and relies on Apple for their news, especially if you're getting those AI-generated news alerts. Those are going to stop, at least until Apple figures out what they're doing with it and how they can keep it from hallucinating and making up stories or just taking facts and just twisting them. So yeah, something to look out for. Something I wanted to put out there for everyone. If you're in the iOS ecosystem. All right, next up we got reminders, to-dos, and recurring alerts coming to Chat GPT. So now you can schedule recurring tasks and reminders with Chat GPT, and that's going to be via a plugin. The name of this plugin is called Zapier. And what this plugin allows you to do is, it just, like I said, just schedule recurring reminders and tasks inside of ChatGPT. And you would install it just like you would a normal plugin. And it's Zapier, Zapier AI. Let's go down here and get a look at that real quick. Okay, Zapier, I'm trying to help you out. They don't even, okay. All right, we're going to put that in the chat because it looks like in this particular story, they don't even go over the plugin. So we'll put that in the chat. So it's Zapier. So Zapier is, and they're called Zapier Zaps. So Zapier uses Zaps for automation. And I put that in the chat because I didn't find it in the story that I have right here. I looked up a few stories and I just assumed that the last story I looked at and read had the actual plugin information. Clearly it does not. But you just install it like you would a normal plugin, create a Zap, which is what I just told you, which is basically like an agent in most other AI tools. And then you configure that agent or the Zap to do the things you want it to do as far as reoccurring reminders and tasks, or just reminders and tasks, period. You do need a Zapier account for this. So you will have to create that, and you also will have to have a subscription for ChatGPT to take advantage of this as well. So there's a couple criteria you have to meet. a couple hurdles. But this is a way to get reoccurring tasks and reminders in Chat GPT if that's something you use a lot. If Chat GPT is your AI of choice. Moving on to the next story we have here. What do we got? What do we got and what time are we doing it? So the next story we got here is cell phone bans gaining popularity in both red and blue states, or at least 8 already have them. One of those states is New York. So being a resident or prior resident of New York State and working in New York State in the school system throughout the state itself, many high schools that I worked at and when I was doing photography, they had these bans in place. And I'm not sure if anybody in the chat in your part of the world or country has those bans in place where you've actually seen them. But I've actually seen them in play. And please throw any comments you might have in the chat if you have an opinion on this. But I do have some opinions on this. So I will tell you what I witnessed due to these bans that I was actually there to see live. The kids had to put their cell phones in bags, essentially, when they got into school, and in these bags were it's locked. They kept the bags in their lockers, but they were given a bag when they came in. They threw the cell phones in the bag. The bag was locked. It had a lock on the bag, but no one had the key. But I think their homeroom teacher, maybe. So they would take the bag to their homerooms at the end of the day, and then they would all get unlocked, and they would get their phones. But they would physically have them. They just wouldn't be able to access them because they were in these bags that would lock. But it was weird because I saw communication with kids that I never saw prior to that experience. Like there was a time in my life where I didn't know that was a thing. And then there was a breaking point of time where I knew that was a thing. Prior to me seeing that and being there to see it, my experience with kids in schools were there was hardly no engagement. Like heads always down on walking through the hallways, heads down on phones. And I'm not saying whether this is a good or bad thing. I don't have an opinion on that. I'm just giving you what I personally saw for myself. And in that situation, these bans were encouraging social interaction between these kids because the kids that I saw in the schools that had these bans, they were talking to each other. It felt like I was in an old school, like I was in when school was what it was when I was in high school. And I'm pretty old, but that's how it felt, right? It just felt like then when there were no cell phones, kids were literally just interacting with each other. And it was weird because it wasn't in a hostile manner. It wasn't on any. It was just a seriously calming and cool environment to even be in and witness. I gotta tell you, it was an experience to see kids interacting in a positive way without cell phones. It just seemed like it made them happier when they were interacting with each other. I don't know. Maybe it's the fact that they were actually interacting with each other. But that was my experience. So it increased social interaction in my experience from what I saw. And to me, it also reinforced the role of the teacher, because teachers were they had the power, to unlock these kids' cell phones. And not only that, during that time when they're in school, these teachers were their only source of information. They couldn't go to Google on their phone real quick. They couldn't shoot a text to their friend and say, "Oh, what's this?" That increased the communication between student and teachers as well. And the teachers I don't know. It seems like teachers held a different place in those schools where cell phones weren't allowed. I don't know. It was a different vibe. I got to tell you, I loved it. Like I said, better or worse, I don't have an opinion on that, but definitely a better vibe. I felt better about it. Anyway, but one of the things I did think about, and that this article did bring up here, is that and this is a Fortune article talking about the bans. Is that emergency contacts? Parents can't reach their kids when they need to. Kids can't reach their parents when they need to. But my thing is, the kids are in school. You know where they're at. I mean, if they're doing what they're supposed to do, you know where they're at. And in that situation, you can just call the school. I get it. It's not as direct, right, as calling your kid right when they're in class. I get it. But it's not to say that you can't reach your kids. You know, as a parent, that wouldn't bother me. That wouldn't even be on my radar. But I can understand and sympathize with parents who that is an issue for, right? So anyway, a very interesting debate happening. Very interesting situation where states are adopting and some states aren't. But as far as technology goes, I just feel like, I don't know, this is a good move. And also brings up what I've been talking about. I think I brought it up the other day about eInk devices in schools. You know, eInk devices that don't connect. You know, something maybe like the Supernote, where you can't connect to the internet. It's just really a digital device for you to take notes. You can even have textbooks on there. So I think that that is a use case in schools where, you know, they're not allowing cell phones and tablets, but they may allow an eInk device that can't connect to the internet, but it's used for digital note taking. So another use case, right? All right. Next story we have up here is going to be the Galaxy Repair and same day return service. I thought that was interesting because this is something that I actually did myself back in the day. I used to run a technology shop, and during those days we did same day like pickup, repair, and delivery. So we would pick cell phones up, repair them, and drop them back off same day. That would be the hope. And we would typically have parts in the shop to do that. Sometimes we didn't, but that was where we were trying to get to for the 100% of the time. And I thought this was a very interesting concept because that's something that I wanted to make work so badly when I was doing cell phone repair. Very difficult logistically to get done. But it was very cool when we were able to do that sort of thing, and people loved it so much and would pay a premium for that kind of thing. So I thought this was a very cool story about how Samsung is attempting to bring that to their Galaxy Care Plus service. So essentially, same day repair service. This is going to be for the US only starting out. And what do we got here? This is going to be for the US only starting out. But they're going to be adding it to other territories when and if it gains traction. The price range is going to be $3 to $18 a month, depending on what device or what plan you're getting and what device you have for the service. And that's the monthly cost, but yearly we're talking about $50 to $300 a year, depending on what device you have and that. But let's take a look at what they have on the actual site here. So yeah, here we got pricing plans right here. From what I read from the article, it looks like it's super competitive when you compare it to what Apple offers for the Apple Care Plus plan. I think they have as well. So super competitive when it comes to Apple and the services that they offer. But the same day is what caught my attention. So the same day service is really what I think is going to be the thing here. People want that and are willing to pay a premium for it. And I think Samsung tapping into that market is a really big deal. What do we got here? All right, the next thing we're going to talk about is going to be something I thought was very serious. Let's get this right here. Something I thought was very serious and goes along with something that we talked about in a previous live as well. Let's go to the chat before we jump into this story. CJ says, I use Apple AI like I use Siri, only to set up my timers when cooking. Yeah, I mean, Siri's not very good. It's probably the worst AI on the market right now. So you'd be good to just use it for timers. It's good for that though. Good for timers. CJ also says cell phone bans are an experiment in France since last September. So far, it seems successful and might expand to all elementary schools and junior high schools. Yeah, right now, that ban is only in high schools in New York, and from my knowledge, but it's very interesting to see them expanding that to all grades. It only makes sense, right? It only makes sense. The Rock says, for that price, it would make sense for Samsung to stock popular phones and just swap SIM cards and repair later. That was the goal. That was what I was trying to get to. And I think Apple does that to some extent now in certain situations. I mean, they can afford to do that, right? So yeah, that would make sense. That would make sense, Rock. We'll see if they do. I mean, this is going to be an ongoing thing with Samsung. Like I said, this is something new for them. So they're going to be working on this and expanding it as they go. All right. So back to the story where the FBI confirms it deleted files from 4,258 US-based computers. And when they say US-based computers, they mean small business and individual private citizens. So we talked about a couple stories like a couple of weeks ago about how I had a problem with a router that I had, and how there was a company, not Netgear, but I think this was a Netgear thing here, but it wasn't Netgear who we were talking about. Let's see here. So there was a all right. So there was I'm trying to figure out the company name who had the. I can't remember the name of the company right now. It's been so many companies going through this right now. It's ridiculous. But I can't remember the name of the company right now. But there was a company router that I bought that I had issues with malware with. That like 9 US agencies were investigating for their allowance of backdoor security breaches in their software and in their hardware. So that was a thing that was happening there. But this was interesting to me because it's now not only, and I also talked about how the U.S. government was telling U.S. citizens to use encrypted communications, encouraging people to buy iPhones for. Like it was crazy. Like I said, to me, it's serious when the U.S. government is telling people to use encrypted communications that would even stop them from spying on us. Like when the U.S. government wants to take measures that even stop them from spying on us, to me it's serious. To me it's serious. So more serious measures taken. To me this is also an indication of the seriousness that these that the cyber attacks are being elevated to, the level that they're being elevated to. So when the U.S. government goes into and just hijacks 4,258 computers and deletes malware from them, just does it. You know, they had warrants to do it. So they gained a warrant for the intrusions on all of these computers. So which means that a judge thought that it was warranted, or at least a valid reason for them wanting to go and do it. Essentially what they were doing were going after outdated Netgear routers. That pose a national security threat, and it opens up privacy debates. So that's something that I think is the biggest issue here, the privacy debate. Yet they did this in the defense of national security, but it looks like, not looks like, but it seems like no one is safe from this kind of intrusion if they want to do it. And that's where the problem comes in. Privacy. It's just something American citizens expect. But But yeah, I think this is huge that they, threw this information out there that so many computers were not hacked by the U.S. government, but definitely broken into and had files deleted. They said they tried to connect or try to alert the users of these computers of the intrusions that they were going to be doing and the files that they were going to be deleting. It still feels creepy, right? I don't know. It still feels super creepy to me. But that's where we're at. So I wanted to talk about that. All right. So we're done with all of just the general tech stories here. I want to spend less time on that. I really do. I want to get those tech stories down to maybe 30 minutes, if that, 15, because we've been going for like an hour almost, and we're just getting done with that. But through any event, to the eInk news we have here, and one thing I want to talk about is we had a example, or I tried to do an example of something on live maybe a few days ago, and we were watching a Voya video on the Note Max, and I was like, how is he getting the deep refresh option? I don't know if you guys remember that, but I was like, how is it getting the deep refresh? I've never seen it. It must be a Note Max specific thing. It's not. It's not a Note Max specific thing at all. So this is where you get that, and it's just in the PDFs. So let's take a look at this. So this is just in like the reader. You get these things. I like this right here. It's just in reader apps that you get this option, and I know that you guys knew this. Yours truly, and though I've probably seen it, I guess in the context of us having to deal with Carter 1300 and the super crazy ghosting that we're having to deal with, which by the way I want to talk about a little bit later. In the context of all of that happening, it just seemed like I didn't realize this option was there. Oh boy. It just like I didn't realize this option was even there. But going through the eInk Center video that I'm putting together right now, yeah, that's when I was like, okay, let's figure this thing out. So it's and I never use this. When I see this arrow right here, let's get down here. When I see this, I never bother it. I just think, you know what? It's probably not meant to be dealt with because they have settings that are meant for this kind of thing, and I just don't want to bother with that. Why do I look green? We got to fix the color. We got to fix it. But then I went into it the other day because, like I said, I'm doing the eInk Center video, and I'm like, there it is. There it is. Full refresh, deep. Yeah, I love that. So, and it does, I mean, I don't know if this was on deep the whole time, but I do know, I don't know if it's on deep the whole time, but I do know that it does do a better job of clearing off the screen when you do a full refresh. Obviously, there's other options here as well, and I go over all of these in the eInk Center video that I'm hopefully putting out tomorrow. Yeah, sometime during the weekend. But anyway, super interesting stuff that I found that I thought it's just not a Note Max specific thing. I mean, I just didn't know what that option was. So I'm just trying to go over and cover all my bases. We're going to cover all those bases today. One more thing, eInk related here. There's a list that Forbes put out. Let's take a look at that. In fact, where are we here? 50. So there's a libs. There's a list that Forbes put out, and it's the best writing tablet. Ooh, whoa, we didn't want to do that. There. Did we get it? Oh, we didn't. There we go. Wow. Okay, I'm messing stuff up over here. So, it's the best writing tablet according to rigorous testing. Now, before we show what they consider the best writing tablet is, what do you guys think the best writing tablet is going to be in this list? Don't look it up. Don't look it up. Just throw in the chat what you think Forbes thinks the best writing tablet is going to be. Don't look. Don't do research. Just throw it in the chat, you guys. What do you think? What do you think it's going to be? Jay, what's going on? Jay, this list is trash, but I really want to know what people think though. It's important to me to check the temperature of the room before I continue with this list. Remarkable Supernote, then Scribe. We got Dr. Ling. Interesting. I would, if I would have put together a list that I thought Forbes would put together, I wouldn't even add Supernote into that list. I don't think Forbes knows about Supernote. I haven't looked at this list. Sheen says iPad. That's hilarious. But you know what's funny about that? You're probably right. I just want to know how off base these people are who are writing Forbes articles are about eInk. That's like my point here. How off base are they? Oh, Jay, you ruined it. You ruined my surprise. All right, let's take a look at it since Jay's already just ruined it for us. Let's take a look. All right. So we got best remark, but let's see. So best writing tablet overall, we got Remarkable Paper Pro. Best value writing tablet, Remarkable 2. Best eInk e-reader and writing tablet combo, Amazon Kindle Scribe. That is... Oh, it's laughable. This is laughable. Best eInk color writing tablet, Onyx Tab Ultra. They're not even trying. They're not even trying. They said the Onyx Boox Tab Ultra C for writing, for color writing. For color tablet, eInk, of course. Writing though, no, not the Tab Ultra C. That should have been the Note Air 4C. They clearly were paid. Clearly. I mean, this is Forbes we're talking about. This is Forbes we're talking about. Best writing tablet for annotating books. Kobo Ellipsa. The Kobo Ellipsa. For annotating? Best writing tablet for They're so far out of touch. They're so far off base. Best value. Is that what they had it as? Best value writing tablet, Remarkable 2. What? The best value is a 10.3. That's the best value. Let's redo this list, chat. Let's redo this list. Let's redo it. If we were to redo this list and we say the best writing tablet overall, 10.3. Wait, Dr. Lean says, Remarkable Paper Pro does have the best writing feel. That's debatable. I will say that it has the best writing feel if you want to go for a pencil on paper. Yes, absolutely, 100% best writing feel if you're going for pencil on paper. If that's like, I'm looking for that. Yes, Remarkable Paper Pro all day. Vlad, what's going on, Vlad? These sites are so bad for eInk wrap-ups. Engadget is the same. They just use the same article and update like one or two. Yep, absolutely. It's ridiculous. They need to hire one of us to do these stories for them. Sheen says, agreed, doctor. I don't miss that calligraphy nib too. Oh, whoa. The calligraphy nib is nice. They look. I will say they have the best calligraphy nib in eInk. Hands down. Nothing can even come close to that. And the pencil paper feel, nothing can come close to that too. Dr. Lean says, I caveated with the ones they listed. I agree. Yeah, so, all right, so let's redo this. If we were to redo this and we were to say the best writing tablet overall, they have the Remarkable Paper Pro here, I would say the Go 10.3. Do we have any naysayers against the Go 10.3 being there? Dr. Rock says, different audience. For a Forbes audience, they need ease of use and recognizability. If a user has actual requirements, this type of list is not for you. Yeah. Okay. That's a good argument. Dr. Ling, that's a hold on, who said that? Duroc, that's a good argument. For this audience, maybe this is the list. You know what I mean? That's a very good point. Ease of use. That's what Remarkable's good at. Sheen says, y'all need to reach out to them and school them. We will. You know what? I'm going to start reaching out to all of these people and be like, listen, when you do eInk segments, you need to reach out to me. Don't embarrass yourself. We see what you're doing and we don't like it. So do yourself a favor, reach out. Everything will be fine. Duroc says, look up the same types of lists of espresso machines. If Ninja is on the list, then it's purely a consumer list. Yeah. Okay. Dr. Ling, scribe calligraphy. The scribe calligraphy is good. Is it better than the Remarkable 2's calligraphy? Or actually just the Remarkable period? Is it better than that? What say you? You think Forbes will be a bit deeper than that for the money they have, right? eInk Unplugged says he agrees with the Go 10.3 overall. I agree with that. Best value writing tablet. I still value. You can't say value in 2025 without talking about the Go 10.3. You know what? I'm gonna do us a favor, chat. I'm gonna do us a favor and just go ahead and say this. I'm gonna just cut through all the chase. There we go. Can I zoom this? There we go. I'm gonna cut through with the chase, chat. I'm gonna look at this list and just say the Go 10.3. The Go 10.3 takes the first 3 spots. Any naysayers? If we're redoing this list from a real eInk perspective, the Go 10.3 takes the first 3 spots. It takes best writing tablet overall, it takes best value writing tablet, and it takes best eInk, e-reader, and writing tablet combo. The Go 10.3 beats everybody in those categories right there. It's only till you get to best eInk color writing tablet where you have to go to you literally have to go to the Note Air 4C. You know what? Best eInk color writing tablet. I might even go with the Remarkable Paper Pro for that. Sheen says she thinks Manta should be there somewhere. The Manta would go here if the Manta in these categories. I don't know. Because if you're saying best writing tablet overall, that incorporates like the overall package. I don't think the Manta wins the overall. Am I wrong? I mean, we can't debate the value. The Go 10.3 just wins that all day, every day. I mean, I don't think there's a conversation to be had even around that. What do we like? And then I don't know, best eInk, e-reader, and writing tablet combo. The Manta don't win that one. I would like to fit the Manta in here, honestly. I do. I don't know where it would go though. Just with the list they have right here. I mean, if we're just talking about the list they have right here, the Manta fits in here if you say the best writing experience. Yeah. Best note taking. You know what? I guess if we said the best writing tablet overall, that's hard too. It still would be a hard sell to beat the 10.3. Yeah, there we go. Let's go to the chat real quick because I think we can hit on some good points there. Vlad says third is right in my opinion. Agreed. E-reader needs a front light. Yeah. Yep. Good point, Vlad. Good point. I agree with that. I've said that too. I've gone on document. I'm documented saying that. You're absolutely right. But that's another reason why I say they go 10.3. And the Scribe is good for that. The Scribe is, but all right, we could put the Scribe there in best e-ink, e-reader, and writing combo. But does the Scribe beat the Go 10.3? Absolutely not. I don't think it beats the 10.3 in any category. The Scribe could go there. But they put the best in there. And it ain't the best. The Rock says, for Manta, we need a category for pure note-taking experience. Like I said, I wholeheartedly agree with that, Rock. Vlad makes a good point for primary and e-reader front light, and smaller might take the win. Smaller might take the win, but I 100% agree on the front light for the e-reader. Okay, so that would take the Go 10.3 out of that category. Okay, good point. So the Go 10.3 wouldn't win that one. Okay, I get you. I agree with that. Best value. All right. So can we agree that for best value, nothing's touching the Go 10.3? There may be a debate made for best writing tablet, the first one we got up here. There may be a debate made for this because the Remarkable Paper Pro. Because maybe the Manta could take this spot, but it's just I don't know. Best writing tablet overall, I still think it's the Go 10.3. I still think that's overall. But when we go to best value, that's the Go 10.3. That's not. I mean, the first one's debatable, but the second one we can't. Are we debating that? The third one we got here, best e-ink, e-reader, and writing tablet combo. I agree with Vlad on that. I would pick something. It doesn't have to be smaller, right? But if we did pick something smaller, I'd be okay with that. But as far as best e-ink, e-reader, it has to have a front light. I agree. So it can't be the 10.3. All right, Vlad. Hey, thanks for joining, man. I appreciate you. Have a good one. And yeah, let's see the list you got. Leave us with your list so we can talk crap about you while you're gone behind your back. We'll do it. All right. So, best e-ink color writing tablet. Like I said, there's a debate right here. It definitely would not be the Tab Ultra C though. All right. So Vlad. Sorry, this is Vlad's. Let's see what Vlad has to say. Vlad says the Manta would be his number one. Would be his choice for number one, which is best overall tablet. Okay. The Go 10.3 would be best value for Vlad. Number 3 would be the Scribe. Best e-ink, e-reader, and writing tablet combo, he says would be the Scribe. I don't know, man. I might throw the Go 10.3. I might throw the Note Air 4C in there. Best eInk color writing tablet. I mean, it does. You know what? I might have to concede that to the Scribe, even though the Scribe to me is good for nothing. It may be good for that. It just might be good for that. Yeah, you know what, chat? If you guys want to throw your list in there, throw your list in there. Let's see what you got. Best eInk color writing tablet. Like I said, Note Air 4C all day, or could be the Remarkable Paper Pro. Best writing tablet for annotating books. I don't know what that would be. What do we got, chat? What do we got for this? Tell me we got something better than the Kobo Ellipsa 2E. Dang, Dr. Ling said I'm going to second Vlad on all his picks. Word? Let's go back up to Vlad's picks. All right, there's a debate. Like I said, number one is debatable. So that's debatable. The Go 10.3 for number two is not debatable. That's just, everyone should just agree with that. Scribe, can we find something else to go there other than the Scribe? Like, please. I don't want the Scribe to be our choice. If it is, cool. If we can't think of anything else, I don't want that to be the choice, though. 4C or the Paper Pro. Yeah, I agree with Vlad on that for best eInk color writing tablet. This one right here. He left it open with Remarkable Paper Pro or the 4C, which I agree with, because I can't decide which one of those would go best right there either. But one of those. But it definitely wouldn't be the Onyx Boox Tab Ultra C. It wouldn't be that. Best writing tablet for annotating. Please say we got something better than the Ellipsa. I want to call it the Calypsa. Please say we got something better than the Calypsa, chat. Please. Please don't leave me hanging. Let's go to the chat real quick. eInk Unplugged says best value writing tablet, Amazon Kindle Scribe. Really? And the Remarkable 2? Really? Okay. I don't want the Scribe to win any of these categories, but I can see it winning for value at $339. Does it come with a pen and a case? That seals the deal for me. Does it come with a pen and a case? Can we do that? They go head to head on price for these two. Good point, eInk Unplugged. I appreciate that, throwing that price up there, because that makes all the difference. I can't talk too much crap about it being $339 for value. Jay, I didn't realize the Scribe was cheaper than the Go. Me either. I just found that out, Jay. I'm like, thank you for throwing the price up there, because I did not realize that. It's $50 cheaper. $40 cheaper. But does it come with a case and a pen? That's the thing. CJ says, yes, it does come with a case and a pen. Okay, well, I guess I'm changing my mind on that. Okay. I don't want the Scribe to win, but it's winning. How is the Scribe winning? The Scribe don't take wins. The Scribe don't take W's on the Rants About Tech channel. The Scribe takes nothing but losses here. How is it winning today? Damn you, Forbes, and your list. Bring a Scribe to the forefront. All right, let's go back to up top to the chat, and then we gotta be done with this. Since the Scribe is winning, we're gonna be done with this story. I'm done with this. That's not the direction I wanted this to go. Okay. All right, there we go. CJ says Scribe is mainstream and easy to use enough to make people more interested in these kind of devices. Is that where we're at with the Scribe right now? I thought we were poo-poo and caca in the Scribe. Do we like the Scribe now, chat? What's going on? Let me know. Has there been a sea change I didn't know about? The Rock says Scribe for an off-the-street consumer. Native Kindle shop is huge. Okay. Okay. Well, you guys are turning me around. You guys are you turning me right around. Jay, eInk Unplugged, the Remarkable 2 is a terrible pick for anything in 2025, especially for that amount of money. No case, and it doesn't come with their best pen. No bueno. Sheen says, if you're looking at e-reader, do we have to talk about e-reader that does more than one e-reader app? It always makes an argument for the e-reader that can do more than just Kindle. Yeah. Yeah. I'm really thinking about native apps. I'm just really, if you can get something third party, cool. But the native apps is what I'm concerned about. Aaron says, the Scribe is $400 now. Scribe 2? What are we talking about then? Go 10.3 still winning. Thank you. Thank goodness. I needed that, Aaron. Thank you. I appreciate that. Dr. Lane, Scribe could win best entry to eInk. Yeah, they don't have that list here, but you're right. It would definitely be in the conversation. Especially considering what who I think it was she that talked about the store. I don't see who was talking about it. No, it was The Rock. Especially with the store that The Rock was talking about. That definitely puts the Scribe in the conversation. I don't want the Scribe to win today, you guys. We gotta do anti-Scribe stuff, okay? We can't be pro Tribe today. Pro Scribe today. Why do you hate the Scribe so much? The Scribe is a good device, says Aaron. I hate the Scribe. Well, I don't hate it, but I hate on the Scribe because of the Scribe 1. I don't know if the Scribe 2 is good. I want to talk so much crap about it that Kindle or the Amazon just decides to send me one. Like, here, we're tired of you talking crap. Just take it and go away. Just send me a Scribe 2, Amazon. I'll stop talking crap about the Scribe. But the Scribe 1 was total and utter trash, in my opinion. From everything I saw and read, it just seems like something I shouldn't deal with. And I just carried that hate over to the Scribe 2 for no other reason than I'm hoping Amazon sends me one after hearing all the hate. I'll probably still bring the hate if it's garbage, but I mean, at least it'll be warranted hate. I'm just doing unwarranted, unfounded hate right now, which feels good sometimes. Dr. Ling says, I guess a 10.3 for combo instead of Scribe. Yes. Well, the thing is the backlight. So everyone's making a good point about the backlight being something you need in the e-reader, and I wholeheartedly agree with that. Dr. Lean says, and Scribe instead of Kobo. Dang, is the Scribe winning that much to where we're just putting it in all these categories? Is it that good? Am I missing out? Should I try to get the Scribe? I'm feeling like I should. It's getting all the love right now. All right, Dr. The Rock says, our categories will be different. 1 would be best overall, 2 would be value, 3 would be e-reader only. Okay, good point. 4 would be best notes only. Bam. Then you throw the Manta in there. 5 would be best integrated suite. 6, best color. Okay, I agree with that. I like that list. Our list would be different. We would definitely not put together this list because this is not going to do. When you put together a list where the Scribe is winning almost every category, that's a terrible list. That list is trash. For real. Aaron says the Scribe is okay. We got that. Oh boy. We gotta get to a lot of chat. So let's get to this chat real quick. All right. So Scribe could win best entry to eInk, and it could on this list. Sheen says cheaper does not mean better value. The Go does a lot more than the Scribe. Very good point. I value though, I mean, money is one part of it, right? But even in the money department, we just got from Aaron that the Scribe is $400, so it's not even beating the Go 10.3 in price. Go 10.3 still wins the value. But I moved on to better things. Dr. Ling says, Scribe is how I got started in eInk, but I moved on to better things. Good on you, Dr. Ling. You went to it. It was like, okay, it's the mainstream thing to do. You did it and was like, okay, now I'm not mainstream anymore. Let me step it up. Good on you. The Rock says, and Scribe has different price points for memory. It's under 400. It'll be 16 gigabytes. Okay. So that's the cost for the price difference. 16 gigabytes versus what, 32, 64? BM says, does it make EndNotes? What is EndNotes, BM? Mr. Mike says, Scribe kind of blows except for the premium pen. They have a good pen? Oh, you guys know I like pens. What's going on with the Scribe pen? What makes it special? Do tell. CJ says the premium pen is actually okay. Why am I just finding this out? Why? Oh, what happened? Oh boy, what happened here? Okay, we stopped it. There we go. Oh, did we not? Oh, I'm not even there. So good. All right, good. All right, so the premium pen, huh? Okay, so like this is good to know. This is good to know. I didn't know that a premium pen was involved. Yes, the Go 10.3 just crushes everything for bang for buck. Yeah, absolutely. Mashup Mike, I often use a Scribe premium pen on my Boox Go 10.3. I want to know about this premium pen. Yeah, I want to know about this premium pen. eInk Unplugged says, Scribe 2 is what got me into this space, the eInk space. Well, listen, I want to see like I said, I'm going to talk crap about it until they send me one. Or hearing all the love I'm seeing or getting from this device, I might just try to get one myself. CJ, my Scribe has a 3-month battery life. Wow. Because of how much I'm using it. Wow. Which means you're not using it. And is that there's a backhanded compliment there, CJ? Dr. Ling says Scribe isn't bad. It's just a very simple device. Okay. More simple than the Remarkable? What are we talking? The Scribe is what got me into eInk. That's what I'm hearing from a lot of people. Or eInk Unplugged, or was it Scribe 1? It might have, bro, the Scribe 1 was garbage, I hear. Dr. Ling, get the Scribe for your kid, if anything. Okay, if I'm going to buy a Scribe for my kid, it's going to be a Supernote. To me, that's the best kid-friendly. I don't even want my kid walking around saying Scribe. That would hurt me. eInk Unplugged, Mr. Mike says, the Scribe is a good e-reader. It's just a big and expensive e-reader. Therefore, it blows. If you want a great e-reader, the PW Gen 12 is the best in the market. PW? Like, I tried it for a couple seconds to figure that out. You got to spell that out for me, bro. Aaron says, if the Scribe had better filing system, I would use it daily. That hurts. See, that's the problem I have with the Viwoods. The filing system is just not what I want it to be. Oh, whoa, we gonna look at that then, 2530. You said you made a video on the pen? We looking at that. We adding that to the list. I want to see that. BM says it annotates but does make footnotes. EndNotes. Okay, like real word processor. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. I like that. CJ says Scribe Premium Pen has a button and eraser at the back and is magnetic. Why didn't I know about this sooner? Mr. Mike, the Premium Pen is just excellent. It's solid. Has an eraser like you love now, and it has a curved magnetic surface that first the Boox Go Temper 3 fits the Go Temper 3 perfectly. Wow. Oh, so it has a little curved indentation? I like that. Scribe is just an entry-level drug, says eInk. Aaron says, I gave the scone to the wife. She loves it. What's the scone? Oh, Scribe? To the wife. She loves it. Just journaling and e-reader. Okay. The Rock says, apparently the Scribe Premium Pen is one of the best, right up there with the Lamy. Wow. Hard of metal and stat. Wow. Okay. I got to get one. Manta and Viwoods for a kid because Mobius. Yeah, that's why I said Supernote. And simplicity. Like, you can't get on the internet with it. It's just paper. No, that's what I would do for a kid. Mr. Mike, Paperwhite. Oh, I'm glad you're here. I have a question about the Paperwhite. We're going to get to that as soon as I get down to the questions, Mr. Mike. I got a question. That's what I meant. Filing is bad on Scribe, not word processing. Okay, good. Yeah, I don't like the file system on the Viwoods system or the Viwoods platform. I'm trying to not hate it so much, but it's hard, which makes creating notes hard. It's a headache. Wait, now it's sounding like I need a premium pen. LOL. Word. Jay, you hear me? That's what I'm thinking. Now I'm thinking I need one. Throw a ceramic nibby in there? Let's see what's going on. Mr. Media says Scribe. Dr. Ling, we're gonna turn Ratta into this. For real, I'm thinking I might need the Scribe now. I talked a bunch of crap about it. I'm about to backtrack a little bit, and I don't like backtracking, but I will. I am going to be ranting about it in the positive. If it just be good. Just be. You know what? I expect devices to be competent these days. You ain't even got to be good. Just be competent. Do the basics right. Cut, copy, paste. Give me those selections at the site of selection. Don't be sluggish when I select something to move it around. You know what I mean? Just the bare minimum. Let me copy a whole file, a folder even, and move that folder and maybe put it somewhere else. The basics. Just do the basics right. Like if a company just sat down and said, you know what? We're just going to get the basics right. We're just going to work. Okay, that's remarkable. Oh boy. I'm coming around to the remarkable now and the Scribe. I don't know what's going on. You can buy the premium pen without buying the Scribe. But now people are talking about the Scribe like I need to try it. So I got to do it now. Mr. Mike, CJ, yes, but buy the Scribe, which blows just to get the pen. Buy the pen alone. The Scribe Premium Pen is unnecessarily expensive, probably why it has come up. Yeah. The only issue with the Scribe Premium Pen is around $70. You know what? I'm tired of this. Let's bring up the Scribe Premium Pen right now. Okay, is this it? This is it right here? Okay. Okay, we'll keep that. We'll sit that right there while we talk about it. The only issue is the Scribe Premium Pen is around $70. You can get the Lamy AL for slightly cheaper. Good point. The Rock, I think it's like $60, not an unusual price for a quality EMR pen. Oh, it's $80 now on Amazon. Yeah, it's $80 now. Or am I tripping? Dr. Ling says, when I moved from a Scribe to a Note Air 3C, there were definitely some things I missed about the Scribe that Boox didn't have. Really? Like what? Jay says, rants about Amazon. This is always valid though. Yeah, word. Dr. The Rock says, I'm seeing it for $80. Yep. Dr. Ling, don't get me wrong. Scribe lacks a ton of functionality, but what it did, it does well, except for the file system, which would irk the crap out of me because I would use the file system every day because I know they wouldn't have a quick access system like the Supernote. I just know they wouldn't. Lamy AI is missing either the button. Lamy AL is missing either the button or eraser though. Eraser. Okay, $80 now. Still worth it. Mr. Mike says it's still worth it at $80. But why buy a shit stylus for $40? Yeah, I couldn't. I refuse to. If I'm going to be using this thing for hours at a time, it's got to be nice. Which is why I don't mind paying a premium for these things at all. I want the rubber eraser. That's the only reason I... All right, let's just do this. All right, so the only reason I changed my mind about the eraser being on the back end of styluses or styli, the only reason I changed my mind about that, I don't like them. I think it's crappy. But when I realized that Remarkable made theirs rubbery, the premium one for the Remarkable 2, I was on board. I'm like, I love that. It's mimicking something. I like physical or tactile things. And when technology can mimic physical tactile things in a meaningful way, yes, I'm on board. So the Remarkable 2's premium pen single-handedly changed me and brought me over to the eraser side because of how good it feels when you're using it. That made all the difference to me. That literally made all the difference to me. Let's see what he went in chat. Things I missed: a calligraphy pen, writing feel, non-kaleido screen. The calligraphy pen is better than the Remarkable 2? Let's talk about that. Is the calligraphy pen on the Scribe better than the Remarkable 2? Because that might be worth trying. CJ says, being magnetic is the must for me. Okay. BM says, I'm so glad the Copo is not the rant today. Well, you know what, though? We replaced the Kobo on the list, so the Collectra. The way device secures pen. While on the topic of erasers, Scribe Premium Pen Eraser beats the Boox Pro Pen Plus Eraser. I don't doubt that, but does it beat the Remarkable 2 Premium Pen Eraser? That's what I want to know. Is the calligraphy pen beating the Remarkable calligraphy pen on the Scribe? And is the Premium Pen Eraser better than the Remarkable 2 Premium Pen Eraser? If anybody knows, let's talk about it. All right. So I think we went in on that, you guys. Let's move on. All right. So we beat the best e-reader according to Forbes to death. Now we're on to pens, but I'm glad we did that because now I know about the premium Scribe pen that I want now. That would replace all the pens for the Boox devices that I'm not using the Lamy on, because it's magnetic. You know what I mean? I could just clamp that to one of them and it looks like I can definitely, because this doesn't have that tip at the end. I'm noticing that the nibs that I make, if the stylus have the extended tip at the end, then some of the nibs aren't fitting, but this doesn't have that issue. So I can definitely fit a ceramic nib into there. Yeah, that'd be a thing. Oh, Jay, get with me to see what we can do about your nib thing, bro. Let me know how you want to handle it. But yeah, so this is nice. This is nice. I like this. Very nice. Okay. What else we got here? Next, we got this, which I thought was pretty cool. Where are we at in the chat so I can put this timestamp down so I'll know it's somewhat where I'm at. Okay, hour 30. All right, so we got a dual screen e-ink reader here from a company called Yanko. I'm not sure. Dr. Ling, that's what she said. We have really gone off on tangents today. Yes, we have. Mr. Mike is nice and long as well. So what we're talking about the Yankee here, Yanko. This reminded me of a term I heard from someone from the islands. Someone from the island said a word, and I thought, what are you talking about? They were like, yeah, yanking. I'm like, yanking? What does yanking mean? And yanking is essentially what people from the islands refer to as an American accent. Like if someone from the islands talks with an American accent, they say that they're yanking. Like Yankees. It's a British thing. I think the Caribbean islands are a part of the British colony still, maybe. Or maybe they're not anymore. But they were at one point. But anyway, when I heard Yanko, I thought yanking, which is, I had to explain why that was humorous to me. Anyway, another side note and tangent. But the ink reader duo, the dual e-ink reader. Now, this looks cool to me, so let's go ahead and check out this video. Yanking equal fapping. Is that the same thing? There's a lot of American accents. There are. There are a lot of American accents. Even within the American accent culture, there's differences. Southern American accent, Northern American accent is really what I think they would be referring to as yanking. Because up north was where the Yankees were. It's just, it's the northern term. They call us the Yankees, the New York Yankees. I don't have my hat today. Yeah, lots of terms for American accents. So let's take a look at this video, you guys. We're gonna go ahead and take a look at this video real quick. I haven't seen this yet. I saw the story and I was like, you know, let's get this on the chat live stream, see what's going on. Now, one of the things I like about this, right, is the way that it looks. It's super flat on both sides. I don't know what I like about the way they have this thing, but let's keep looking. And it has a pen, so it clearly is a note taker. I gotta say, their marketing is phenomenal. They made this thing look so good. Yeah, the music ain't the best, but they made it look so good. Mr. Mike says he hates the flower on it. That flower is kind of annoying. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna hold you. That flower, I thought, why a flower? You could have done anything. So CAR 1300, so we know the ghosting is going to be terrible. Let's say that right off the top. 300 ppi though, 6.2 inch screen. Plus 362. This looks interesting, guys. I'm not going to lie. I'm super interested in this. The pen looks interesting too. It looks like it has a metal back there. It's a nice size too. It's about as long as the device, which, what are we talking here? What are we talking? What's the size of this thing here? Is that the size of the cell phone here? Okay. The pen's about the size of the cell phone, but that thing's smaller than the cell phone's going to be, so the pen's going to be smaller than the Lamy here. It's probably going to be the size of the Lamy with it in. Oh boy. No, stop. Probably going to be the size of the Lamy that's in. So let's see here. We got, yeah. All right, so it's probably going to, the pen's probably going to be the size of the Lamy with the cap on, which is, that's good enough. It's good enough. That's interesting. So it's a case that this device fits into. What if I just want the device? Oh, my bad, you guys. Let's go back. You were looking at my hands. And I could use some lotion today. Let's go back. Let's go to let's go to the chat real quick before you. Actually, let's finish this out real quick, but then we'll go to the chat. Okay. So, whoa. All right. So I don't like the flower on the cover. Mr. Mike brought that up. I don't like that either. Like I like a clean finish. Give me something minimalist and clean. That's the opposite of that. And what's crazy is the rest of it is so minimal and clean that why do that? That type of branding right there. But anyway, let's go to the chat and see what the chat thinks of this thing. That thing reminds me of my LG V60 dual screen I used to have. RS Min. Thank you for joining us. I haven't seen you here before. Oh, wow, we got a couple comments. I appreciate you joining the chat. RS Man, I agree. Scribe calligraphy is really good. A little better than Remarkable Paper Pro, but I agree that the eraser is better on the Remarkable Paper Pro. Thank you for that. Let's go up a little bit because I think I missed some more. Nope, that was it. A Scribe rant over an hour and 30 minutes. LO. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks, Dr. Ling. Oh, yes, I will hit you up via Discord. All right. Appreciate that, Jay. Mr. Mike says, yanking equal fapping. Greg, aka. Dr. Ling, that's a lot of American accents. That thing reminds me of my. Okay, we got there already. I assume that this is what they mean. Fap. Definitely. Jay, this is eInk dual thing can't exist though because there's no screen at these dimensions with an EMR layer. This site just makes stuff up to get people to share their videos. What do you mean, Jay? But I'm assuming we'll get there, so don't answer just yet. You probably already have. We're getting there. Mr. Mike says gay music. Mr. Mike says I hate the flower on it. Well, you know what? The flower is not what I like. I don't like the flower. Although I did like the music though. I am a fan of that music. I don't like the flower though. That I just like minimal. They needed a clean, maybe the company name right there, but not a logo of any type. That's a little tacky. I didn't like that at all. But they did keep it all white. Dr. Ling says, tune reminds me of White Stripes song. I can tell that we are gonna be friends. Is that the name of the song? I do like that song though. I did like the way it sounds. It was kind of cool. They don't show the pen writing on the surface. Yeah, of course, CJ. This is just like us U.S. writing idea. Okay, I didn't get that, but okay, got riffing on ideas on Discord. I got you. Okay, cool. Duroc says, Jay, it's the same size as the Palma, so that exists. No, not with an EMR layer. Right, the Palma doesn't. You can't write on the Palma, and this is kind of there you go, Jay. This is definitely the device we've been talking about. We would love to have in the Discord. We've definitely been talking about this in Discord. By the way, if you guys are members, definitely join the Discord. We get it going over there. Lots of good conversations going on. Lots of information we just drop there that sometimes I forget to even drop on YouTube because we have the Discord now. I got to remember to start putting information on Discord or YouTube that I'm actually dropping in Discord. It's just so easy to put stuff in Discord. It's always up on my phone, always up on my computers, on all of them. Even the gaming PCs got Discord always up, so super convenient. Mr. Mike says, I don't like that. So it's two separate devices. Yep. May as well make a case for the Palma that does the same. Bam, $600 dual e-reader. Yeah, but writable. That's the key here. If this is true, and you can write on it, which Jay thinks is definitely not the case, which I'm inclined to agree with right now, considering he's kind of right. There is no screen that the eInk Corporation makes right now that could do what this is saying it or hinting at it can. I mean, this may not be a Wacom layer. This might just be a digitizer layer. You know what I mean? So in that case, it would be able to use a pen without it being Wacom. Can Note Max be dual screens? BM, based on this, you could do a dual screen Note Max. She-Ink, I am not sure of the target audience here. Me, She-Ink, if you can write on it. I would love, I mean, I just want a small e-ink device that I can put in my, I just really want a small ink device like that you can write on. That I would be the market. Rod, you could 3D print cases like these. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. She says, guys, I like the flower. Of course, the ink. Or She-Ink, I'm sorry. We need someone to like the flower. I mean, they clearly did some market research and realized someone's going to like this flower. You're the target audience for that flower. I'm just going to throw some black tape over that. Correction, white tape over that. Or maybe I'll 3D print me an insert because it looks like that's like a cutout they did. I'll make me a 3D printed insert, slap that thing in there and glue it into place. Problem solved. Problem solved. Oh, let's do this. Yeah, that works. Yeah, flower is fine. If it's a problem, make a second version with an American football silk screen on the case. I don't want a football either, but I don't want a flower. That flower, just, and it's not even like it's a good flower. It's just like, I don't know. I'm not digging that flower. I'm not jacking it at all. Aaron says, does anyone have a Palma 2? If so, how does apps like Reddit or Discord run on it? Mr. Mike says, my Manta finally shipped. Awesome. You got to let me know what you think. Oh, speaking of which, I just, we're going to get to this Kindle thing, Mr. Mike. I got a question to ask. I just wanted a Paperwhite with a writing surface. Yes. All right, so now, question on the Kindles, because this is on my list right here. Question on the Kindles. Where are we at? 143? All right. All right, so question on the Kindles. Gosh, got something in my eye. The Kindles, the new Kindles, the Kindle Paperwhite, let's bring these up. So the Kindle Paperwhite, and the Color Soft, you know what? Who cares about that? Okay. All right. So now we got the Kindle Paperwhite and we got the Color Soft. Those were the first two devices that had the new Backplane technology in them before we started seeing all this crazy ghosting on the Carter 1300. I got two questions. Does anyone know, because I tried to find information out and I don't know, I couldn't find any information. Do we know if the screens on the Scribe is Carter 1300 or 1200? The new Scribes, the Paperwhite and the Color Soft. And do we know, I know that they use the new Backplane technology because they were the first devices that I know of that used those new Backplanes. Can anybody confirm the ghosting that we're seeing on these new Carter 1300 screens, the Manta, the Note Max? I mean, to the Viwoods to a smaller extent because it does have Carter 1300 with the new Backplane. The Carter's 1200. It definitely has the new Backplanes though. They definitely have the new Backplanes. The new Scribe is 1200. The Paperwhite is 1300. Okay, now I know that they use the new Backplane technology. Can anyone confirm through replay today or in the chat right now, can anyone confirm that we're having that inverse ghosting issue on the Paperwhites and the color softs? Because that would tell us a lot. That would tell us a lot. Because the Note Air 4C displays a lot of the same characteristics, even though it's not Carter 1300. It's Carter 1200. But I thought the Note Air 4C was Carter 1300 based on the ghosting properties that it shares with the Manta and now that I'm seeing the Note Max videos, the Note Max. And the only common between all of these devices is the new backplane technology. Aaron says, I have never seen ghosting on my Paperwhite signature. Okay. So now let's think about that. Can we get anybody else to confirm this? Can we get anybody else to confirm this? Because I want to make a statement about it. Gotcha. Good point, Mr. Mike. Mr. Mike says ghosting on the Paperwhite is not bad. It's difficult to say since you cannot move things around on the Paperwhite. Good point. Aaron, if you got your Paperwhite near you, do me a favor. Can you switch orientation on the Paperwhite? Does it switch? Does it auto orientate at all? Because I watched Jay's video, and that's what Jay decided to do. Jay just switched the orientation of the device to kind of get the motion going for the ocean. Get the motion going for the eInk ghosting. Motion for the ghosting. Is it the inverse ghosting? That would be cool to know. But the fact that people are saying that it's not as bad tells me that maybe it's not the backplane technology. Because I know for a fact that the new Kindle devices have the new backplane technology. For a fact. And if they're not suffering the same ghosting issues that the Note Max is suffering, that the Manta is suffering, and the Note Air 4C with the same backplane, then there's something else going on. Mr. Mike says ghosting is there, but it is just as faint lines that build up between refreshes. Okay. I mean that's normal ghosting, right? Just normal Carter 1200, what we're used to seeing ghosting. I mean, that's what it sounds like is happening on the Paperwhites, not the exacerbated, not the exorbitant amount of ghosting we have going on the other devices that we've been seeing. So maybe we have to rethink this. Okay, I've been wanting to ask that, and I wanted to see it. So I've been wanting to ask that and see. So thank you guys for giving me that input on that. I'm still looking. I'm still researching. I'm still digging because clearly some ghosting trade-offs being made, and I just want to know why and what it's attributed to. All right. Let's see here. We have on the docket. Oh, actually, let's go to the chat real quick before we move on to the next thing. Oh boy, where is that at? There we go. Okay. Let's go to the chat real quick before we move on. Aaron says, I do think it auto rotates. If it does, I can't find the setting. All right, no problem. If you do get into that, and if you're playing with it one day, Aaron, and you're like, okay, I can auto rotate it, just make note of the ghosting that happens when you do that, and let me know what you find. Mr. Mike says, I think we've determined the inverse ghosting is made by a conscious choice to have the background be less white than it can be because it uses less power. I saw this in a firmware code. Okay. CJ says, Joseph the Spaceman also assigned the refresh function to a gesture. It will make it quicker. Absolutely. To refresh the screen and get rid of ghosting. If you guys have not assigned your refresh button to a gesture on your Boox devices, do that. You're going to see a marked improvement in your anxiety levels for sure. It's it's the best. Like I wouldn't handle refreshing any other way. It keeps you from having to go into a menu. You just kind of swipe to do it. That's awesome. Good point, CJ. Mr. Mike says the voltages are configurable and makes a higher negative voltage makes the screen whiter. Yeah, we definitely cover. Wow, we definitely got to the bottom of that in the Discord, and I did my research and did see the code on that as well. Like the negative voltages make the black pigment appear more. The higher the voltage is, and the higher the positive voltage, the white pigment appears more. So maybe we're right on that. Power consumption. All right, so what else we got here? Let's go ahead and go to, I want to check out Jeff's video real quick on the Note Max to see what Jeff says on his part 2 here. So let's go ahead and take a look at that, you guys. Oh, where are we at on the, why is that thing, I got to stop this thing from playing. Okay, let's go back to the beginning here.
Okay, so let's take a look at a PDF and what type of markings and annotations are available there. One of the things you'll notice with Boox devices is that their internal reading app, which is called NeoReader, is not available as an app icon. You won't see it anywhere listed here. The way you get into it is you simply launch a document that it would recognize, and there's a very large number of documents.
Whoa, let's see, what was that?
See it anywhere. App, which is called NeoReader.
Oh,
not
NeoReader.
Available as an app icon. You won't see it anywhere listed here. There's a very large. PDFs are the only document type where you can export the annotations. Now, there's other document types that you can do that. Documents, PDF, you're good to go. Here's the document that we're looking for, the 2022 Q4 Consolidated Financial Statements. We're going to go ahead and go into this document. I like this document because it's a 94-page document. So it's a fairly meaty document, and we can get a sense of performance of a fairly large document like this. I'm going to go ahead and refresh the screen and go to the cover page. Now, the first annotation...
I'm really concerned about how Jeff feels about the battery life. So we may just skip to that, but I did want to skip around and see what he's saying about certain things.
If I click anywhere onto the document, I'm going to tap like that. Then the main menu comes up.
And he does a really good contrast or comparison with the Markup Paper Pro, and as far as the size of the PDF, how they visually show up on the devices.
You can see there are 4 sections here. The first one is the inherent table of contents in the PDF itself. So this would be created when the PDF was created. This document doesn't have one, so it doesn't have any relevance to us. But if we go to the next tab over, we see the bookmarks, and you can see I have 2 bookmarks here. They can either be deleted or we can jump to them. So I'll click on this, and that jumps me to the 3rd page where I have a bookmark. Let's move on then to the next item, which are annotations.
Okay,
I don't have any quadrant or grayscale. You've got your primary colors to see in the grayscale. Yeah, so you can read that a little bit easier. That's one of the values of using the formal annotation, is it is a lot easier to see the text than the marker. But when you do export these highlights, they do look fairly good, and we'll see an example of that later. Okay, so now that we've done markings and annotations on the Boox device, let's go ahead and contrast that with the Remarkable Paper Pro. And here
this is kind of what I'm interested in here, is to see how they fare against each other as far as the size and any compromises you're making because of the added size of the Note Max.
Of the same document, it's that 94-page document. Let's go ahead and open that up. And then what we'll notice here is that there are not as many options as there are on the Boox option. So the predominant option really is just using the stylus to write, although highlighting can be done this way as well and is pretty effective. So we're going to go ahead and start by looking at the ballpoint pen, and we're going to look, see we've got the color red, so we can go ahead and write in red so we can see our written annotations here in color, not just when they're exported, as is the case with Boox. In addition to that, if we wanted to do highlighting, there's quote picked. It automatically highlights that responsiveness. And again, this is a
Okay, there we go. Here's the size.
Yeah, it's not a huge
And this is what I'm more
PDF, but
concerned about.
94 pages. That's pretty substantial. Now, one thing you'll notice is that there is no ghosting.
Okay, so we see the size difference here. Let me get rid of myself real quick. So we see the size difference here in what the PDF looks like. Is it advantageous the little bit of more screen size you get from the Note Max? For the real PDF gurus out there, what do we think? What do we think, the real PDF gurus? Do we need that extra space for the PDFs?
On the Remarkable device, and the Boox device has a little bit of ghosting, but it's pretty minimal. I personally can look past it. It's so faint, it's not an issue for me, but maybe it would be an issue for you. Now, there is something we can do to solve for that, but it does introduce some screen flashing. So I'm going to go ahead and swipe down to the eInk Center, and we're going to go ahead and click on to the apps refresh settings and click on this full refresh rate. So now every time I swipe, it'll flash it. That's the downside. But the positive side is it will eliminate all ghosting. And let's see then how the performance compares when we do that.
That's something I will be covering in my eInk Center video that I'm, like I said, coming out hopefully tomorrow or the day after that. It's a little bit more than what I thought it was going to be, but I was able to fit the quick draw into there too. So yeah, that's definitely something I speak about in the video that I'm putting out pretty soon here.
So we see the performance itself doesn't change. The Remarkable is still a touch faster than the Note Max, but we don't have any ghosting anymore, and so both pages look quite clean. Of course, the Boox device does.
I do like how the Remarkable doesn't have to do that flash for the page turns to keep a clean screen. That's valuable. To me, there's value in having something like that where you don't have to worry about it and you don't get the flash. Very interesting. Very interesting.
Does have a wider background screen relative to the Remarkable, which has a much darker screen, but not to be confused, the Boox device does not have a white screen. You can see the white bar here and can contrast that to the screen, and it's still gray, just not as gray as this one. Both devices have the ability to add in a blank sheet of paper that you could then write notes on.
Okay, let's get to the UI.
Between the Note Max and the Remarkable is the complexity of the UI on the Max versus the simplicity of the UI on the Remarkable. But of course, that comes with a cost, and the cost is that you can do more with the Max than you can with the Remarkable. So there's a give and take there. With the Remarkable, the UI is pretty simple. You've got your pen styles, your eraser, your kind of lasso area tool, undo, redo.
All right, let's look at the battery results here.
So
this is what I really want to see.
Battery drain results from my tests on the Boox Note Max, which you can see there is listed at the top of the table in the purple bar. Below that, highlighted in green, I focused on a couple of key devices to compare to. First, the Boox Go 10.3, and then down below further, the Remarkable Paper Pro, again, which I think is the device that most closely competes with the Boox Note Max. On this table, you can see all the devices I've tested that have been 10 inches or greater, but the average and the median, which I've put down for comparison purposes, and that's based on viewer feedback, which I thought was excellent, does include all sizes. So that would include 8-inch devices as well. The first category we're going to look at is standby time with the screen off. And this is when the device is in a sleep mode, where if you press the power button or you open the cover, it only takes a few seconds, if that, for the device to be ready to start interacting with. So this is basically trying to save battery by not having the screen on, but still having it ready to go fairly quickly. And in the case of the Booknote Max, it came in at 0.15% of battery drain per hour. And that basically is higher than the average. As we agree better,
Oh, come on.
button or open
That-
the cover, it's
That
ready to
is,
interact.
that's interesting. I mean, it's basically the same. I mean, basically the same. I mean, we could take that from that. We got 0.7 with the standby screen
Relatively
on.
well. And finally, Wi-Fi being on, and this
Let's see what he says about that.
7%, which is actually better than the average on this table, and it's right there with the median. So didn't set any records, but performed relatively well. And finally, Wi-Fi being on, and this is Wi-Fi on, but not necessarily actively downloading. In fact, I try to make sure that everything's refreshed and downloaded before I do this test. So it's just what is the cost of having Wi-Fi on running in the background. In this particular case, it's 1.1%, again, better than both the average and the median on this table. So for the most part, fairly decent battery results, a little weaker on the standby with the screen off, but in the upper half on the other two categories. Then there are a couple tests that I do, which are more practical. Okay, so having gone over the battery results, what is the overall takeaway?
Let's see what
one of the problems people
let's see
sometimes
what
have
Jeff
is
thought
they'll
about
ask
the
question,
battery
well,
overall
is the battery
here.
life of a device any good? And the problem is the real answer is it depends. And what it depends on specifically is how you use that device. But if I look at the things I've measured across the board, a couple things kind of stick out for me. Number one is, generally speaking, the battery life isn't as good as the Boox Go 10.3. And this is pretty much what we expected. You know, after all, the two devices share the same battery size, but one has a much larger screen. We would expect that larger screen not to perform as well in general, and that's kind of what we see here. The other thing...
Okay, I think the takeaway here is the battery. I mean, I love Jeff's battery analysis, and I'm going to go back and check that out in its entirety. But I did want to just get some key points of what he thought about the battery on live today, so we could talk about that. I think the key take. Let's go to the chat first before we get to the takeaways from me. Jay says near reader app icon just library. Absolutely. I mean, I've never even think about it anymore. I used to search for the app, and then I just started going to the library, and then I realized there is no app. Oh, icon, there is. Mr. Mike says it looks like Jeff's hands got smaller. Mr. Mike, yes, because the Remarkable Paper Pro blows. It in some situations. BM print appears larger on Note Max. Yes. Mashup Mike, Remarkable Paper Pro is like 200 DPI though. Is it? Oh, 227. 227. Yeah, it's not as sharp. Jay says Remarkable Paper Pro is great if you're an artist, but in my opinion, that's about it. Unless you get into the app ecosystem for it, people like Jack Senor, I have started building maybe. Yeah, I mean, if you want simplicity, I still maintain the fact that if you want simplicity, the Remarkable Paper Pro is the one for you. It's like the bell curve thing. Like everyone else is serving the extremes, and Remarkable is serving that middle of the bell curve. You know what I mean? The majority of people. With that simplicity. Apple started that way. Apple started off as a very niche company with very niche products that they were making just for them. Now they're the biggest company in the world, so that's what niche gets you sometimes. What else we got here? I think that's it. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? I did want to check out did want to check out Mr. Media's aka Aaron's pen video. We're gonna look at the scribe pen. All right. All right, all right, Aaron. We're about to check out your video. We're looking at it. We're doing it. Oh, this is only a month ago. Cool.
Hey guys, are y'all looking for that perfect budget EMR stylus to pair with your eInk tablet?
I am.
So you're in luck, because I've been doing the research. Let's talk about it.
Let's do it.
Welcome everybody back to the channel. It's Aaron Reed, 2530 Reviews. And today we're going to talk about EMR stylus. Now, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you like the information that you're listening to, well, you know what to do. So back to the stylus. If you're like me and you enjoy writing, I'm pretty sure you have that one pen that's your perfect pen that you like to use at all times. Well, it's no different when it comes to eInk tablets. And today we're going to talk about 4 budget-friendly Wacom EMR stylus that work across all platforms. Well, not all platforms, but work across some platforms. Now me, I use the Kindle Scribe and the Boox Go 10.3, but these stylus will also work with the Remarkable 2.
Oh, rant, scribe, return rant, 2 hours 12. You're the best, Dr. Ling. Appreciate you.
And going into this, these are all items that I bought with my own money. I don't have any sponsors. The easiest way to help me grow this channel is to use my associate links that I will have in the description for these 4 products. So the 4 pens that we're going to jump into today are going to be the V pen by Group Vertical, the Kindle Scribe Premium pen,
Yes.
the Boox Go 10.3 pen that comes with the device when you purchase it.
Absolutely not,
Step
Aaron.
Jumbo.
Maybe. Let's get to the scribe.
Right, the 10.3. The premium pen for the Kindle Scribe is going to be the only stylus on this list today that comes with a programmable button. It also has an eraser. The premium pen also has a magnet on it that will stick to the side of your device. It sticks to the side of my Go 10.3. The Go 10.3 is slightly slimmer than the Kindle Scribe, so it does stick to the Kindle Scribe better than it does the 10.3. The Kindle Scribe premium pen, it has a good weight to it. I'm not sure how much it weighs. It can't weigh too much more than the V pen, and that one weighed in at right under 4 ounces. So the Kindle Scribe Premium pen has a good feel to it, a good weight when writing with it. The Kindle Scribe Premium pen is also a stylus that is primarily made of plastic, but again, it does have a nice premium feel to it.
Wait. It's a plastic pen? Oh, does it have any metal in it at all? Oh, a little audio from the video. My bad. I'll turn it up. Oops.
And if you're interested in the Kindle Scribe Premium pen, you can go to Amazon and pick this one up for about $79.99. And it will
my
come
bad.
in 2 different colors now. One being the metallic jade, and the other one is just that brushed aluminum look. Next up is going to be the stylus that comes with your Boox Go 10.3. Now,
Yo, everybody
this is
should
just
go
a
subscribe
regular white stylus
to Mr. Media,
It has a plastic
2530
design.
Media,
It's
aka
really
Aaron,
lightweight.
right away.
It's the lightest out of the 4, and to me, it's the least.
We gotta
premium
support the crew.
feeling
You know what I'm
one
saying?
Out of the 4, and I'm actually surprised because the Go 10.3 itself is a very well designed.
Well, all right. So I just want to hear about the scribe pen. So it's not metal. It does have a pin. It does have a button. It sticks to the side of the device. But you feel like it sticks to the side of the scribe better because of it's a thicker device. But I like the indentation they have on there because I saw the indent they had in another picture. Awesome. All right, there. I mean, listen, I may have to mess with that. I'm sorry about the low audio, you guys, on that. I didn't realize it was so low. It was coming through loud here, but then I looked at the levels and it was like, oh, that's low as crap. So my bad. I didn't see that right away. Yeah, definitely. You guys go check out 2530. I appreciate you. I'm sure he appreciated it. Go subscribe. He puts out really good videos, and I check out him from time to time too to check out what he's talking about, especially his Go 10.3 videos. I really like those. I especially enjoy those. All right. So let's go ahead and get the music going here. You guys know what time it is. We're going to get the music going. All right. So everyone, thank you for joining me today. We went for over 2 hours today. We almost did 3. No, we didn't almost 3 hours. We just did just over 2. Just over 2. But that was a good stream today. I appreciate you guys for joining me. TJIF. I hope you guys are, slide into your weekend in a good way. getting some rest, enjoying your time away from work. Hopefully, if you're working on the weekends, hey, listen, sometimes you got to be a weekend warrior. I get that. I've been there. I still do that now. I work like 20 hours. I work like 14 hours a day every day. So I'm with you. I don't get weekends either. My weekend is when I go take 20 minutes or maybe 45 minutes or so and play some Wii. Some Wii golf. Let's get that Wii golf going. You gotta work on that Wii golf game, everybody. Listen, if you see me, when that Switch 2 comes out, I'm gonna be online with the Wii golf. If you see me online, it's on and popping. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate you joining me again. We will do another show, a week wrap up tomorrow evening, 7 o'clock p.m., which we do every week on Saturdays. I'm thinking about going to 3 days a week, you guys. I'm thinking about it. Let me know in the comments how you feel about that. If I went down to 3 days a week, what do you think? Because maybe I could, if it went down 3 days a week, maybe I could put together a more impactful show. I don't know. But if you like just seeing me every day, let me know that too. But if 3 days a week would give me a more impactful show, and if that's something you guys would be interested in, let me know. Let me know how you feel about it. I will be putting a poll out for the members as well. Not weed golf, although that does sound pretty interesting. Wii golf, WIEE, Nintendo. Jesus, come on, you guys. All right, everyone. Thanks for joining me. I hope you have a great day. I hope you go into your weekend the right way, and I will see you guys, if not tomorrow night, next week. All right. Peace. Bye.